Next, let us see the objectives of HRM. As you know, HRM has various objectives. The primary objective of an organization, human resource management, is it tries to make the place competent. It tries to make the place competent. We need to create competent employees to get the best out of the people. That is, a willing and competent workforce in the right position at the right time is the major objective of HRM. Let us see various objectives in broad and a specific manner. In broad, if you see the objectives, HRM has societal, organizational, functional and personal objective. These are the broad forms of HR objectives. Let us go specifically in the broad objective. One is societal. Yes, societal. Legal compliance. Legal compliance it is made by the government. It's made by the government. We need to oblige it, and the union also. It is industrial dispute. For industrial dispute, there are legislations available. We need to focus on that and oblige that, and we follow that. Then organizational objective. The organizational effectiveness is the major objective through various functions, that human resource planning, which includes recruitment, selection, placement, orientation. Then employee relations. This is employee relations. So we need to focus on employee relations. Then selection, training and development, appraisal, that is evaluation of the output or performance of an employee. These are few organizational objectives. Then functional objective. Yes, placement and assessment are few functional objectives, and all these are HR functions. We need to focus on these objectives also. Without placement we cannot function, and without assessment of any performance we cannot function. So it is the major functional objective. Next is training and development and compensation are the personal objectives. Yes, for any individual they need training to get developed. They need compensation, that is the pay. We work for pay. So though we are working for our satisfaction or our accomplishment, pay plays a major role. So these are the few general objectives: societal, organizational, functional and personal objectives. Now we will look on to some specific objectives of HRM. Number one is to attain business goal. Yeah, we are going to attain business goal. HR will support the organization to attain its business goal, because we have the very important resource called human resource. We need to give them, we need to groom them, we need to place them in the right place, appropriate place at the appropriate time. We need to compensate. So through strategic things we will go for attaining the business goals. Then efficiency and effectiveness. We need to make the HR efficiency, and we have to use them effectively. Then we enhance job satisfaction, creating self-action, helping them to achieve self-actualized. Your job individual goal has to be attained with organizational goal. So we need to focus on these two, and we need to help the employee to identify what is their real need, what is their inherent capability, for what they are working, what they are living, what is the purpose of their life. We will help them to know that. Then the cordial relationship to do things collectively and to develop and maintain quality of work life by providing them proper facilities We need to ensure their quality of work life. Then maintain high morale in the workplace to help maintain ethical policies and behavior inside and outside the organization. That this is very important, because if you find 1% of unethical people, less than 1% of unethical people, that they will corrupt the entire organization. So we should give due importance to maintain the ethical policies and behavior inside and outside the organization. Because why we are telling outside the organization also is they carry the tag of that particular organization. That's why we need to focus on that also. Then to maintain change for the mutual advantage, to manage change. Yes, everyday change is inevitable. Even now, if you see, due to COVID-19, we are working from home. So we should be able to adopt change. So we need to teach our people how to manage change. It will give mutual advantage. We need to make it as a win and win process. We need to win and win process. Then offering monetary and non-monetary benefits and incentives are also another important role in important objective of HRM. Next, we will move on to HR policy. If we want to run affect good organization, our HR policy should be a good one. So people are working in any kind of organizations. It is based on an individual's policy has to in line with the organizational policy. That is why we choose organization based on what we want to be. Why people are aspiring for this company, number 2, and my priority is my number 3, my priority is like that. Though they are going behind out of the highly profitable organization, they opt for a few particular organizations because the policy, how they treat people in a organization plays a major role. So HR policy is a plan of action depicting the future of the organization, guidelines or standards to make sure that there are no deviations. So it is the guiding principle in the organization with related to workforce, only with related to workforce. Okay. It is a predetermined course of actions for individual and organization. It is established to guide the performance, work towards accepted objectives. We need to work towards accepted objectives. It's a kind of standing plan to guide subordinates to execute their task. It is a kind of blueprint. How before constructing a building we will have blueprint. What are the things to be done? Where we are going to keep our living room or kitchen, like that. In an organization, how are we going to execute our task? Who are the guides? Who are the subordinates? It is like a kind of standing plan. Do different organizations have different policies? Yes, definitely. Based on the principles, their vision, mission, values, goals. Different organization has different policies. Why is objective of the organization, vision of the organization is different from each other. That's why we have different HR policies. in different organization, and also the demography, the economic condition, various other factors. We will, based on various other factors, we will have different policies in different organizations. Now we will see what is human resource policy is all about. Human resource policies are systems of codified decisions established by an organization to support administrative personnel functions, performance management, employee relation, and resource planning. Like how as an individual we will have our own policies, like I will have a time plan, then I should thank everyone, I have to pray, if someone commit mistake, will I forgive. Like this, it guides our life as an individual. So in an organization, if you see, it guides the organization to work with people and handle them effectively. Okay, it is usually HR policies are good because we will have that definite goal towards human beings in an organization, and we will have a definite plan for how to administrate human energy, and how to evaluate the performance, how to build performance, and how to relate employees. There are different types of policies. One is originated policy. Originated policy is nothing but the top management or the owner or the authority, they will have their own preferences, how employees are treated, how they are they should work in an organization, like that. They have their own wishes, their own expectations. Based on that, the originated policy is coming. So it is a top to bottom approach. Next is appealed policy. It can be a bottom to top approach, that is how to deal with problem situations. Even trade unions will appeal some policies, and it is help to guide the organization. It comes with the discussion. It is a mutual concern. It is with mutual agreement we will have appealed policies. Then imposed policies. They are coming from top management and trade unions with the mutual agreement, and this policy can come from any sector. Okay, and they are not related to any specific issues. They could be addressed. So these are general policies. We will have general policies. It is not related to any specific issues, but it is related to common things which has to be taken care of in an organization. Next is specific HR policy. It is related to specific issues which can be written or implicit. It is practiced at different levels of management. Specific HR policies. What is the scope of HR policy? HR policies covers the employment rules and regulations, training and development policy. For transfer and promotion, they will have some kind of policies. If you see, in some organization, they will give importance to the seniority for promotion. In some organization, they will give seniority for the work output. at the analytical result, that analytics result, what is the input which is given by the organization to a particular employee, what is the output they produce, based on that promotion is given. So it is all these are based on HR policies. Transfer, yes, transfer to some organization has some policies, like if spouse is working in on an organization, the other person can get transfer, both of them mutual transfer is allowed. So like this we will have a different HR policies. Compensation also for the same jobs, different kind of organizations give different pay. All these are based on their HR policies. Then working conditions, yes, you can see some software companies like Google, if you see, Google is working knowledge processing, they are all doing knowledge processing. Google is working with a very huge office, and they have all the facilities. If you see in your next to your street, there is one house is hired, and people are made to work in that, the same kind of knowledge processing job. It is everything is based on their HR policy, how they want to treat their people. Then how to formulate HR policy. Formulation of HR policy. Step 1. As a HR, if you are going to work with organization where you want to formulate some kind of HR policy based on the requirement, step 1 is you need to identify the need for a policy. Why we need policy? Sometimes needs comes from the employees or government. Sometimes based on the changing environment, government gives some directions to frame policies, or sometimes based on the need, the employees will also suggest some policies. Next is, after identifying the need for the policy, we need to gather information from various sources like government, organizational, legal association to prepare a policy statement. We cannot just like that bring a policy based on our wishes. We need to go through a assignment or a homework like gathering information on various sources. Next, after gathering information, we need to examine the alternatives. So as we are going to gather information from government, organization, legal association, and from various sources, so we need to go for examining the policy alternative and different guidelines for policy. We need to go for different guidelines for a particular policy. Step 4 is getting approval from the management and government. Get the legal status of that particular policy. We need to check whether we comply with all norms. And step 5 is communicate the policy to everybody in the organization. We should not leave. The proper communication is very important. We need to, if at all we are bringing new policy, it has to be communicated to everyone in the organization. Even newly recruited employees are also communicated this policy. Step 6 is evaluating the policy after implementation, find out the drawbacks, flaws, and then making necessary changes. This is the evaluation process. This is how all HR policies are framed and formulated. Hope you understand how we can frame, what are the types of HR policies, how we can frame various policies. Now we will see what, as a concluding remark, we will see the learning outcomes. So as a learner, you need to question yourself, are you able to describe the HRM concepts, nature and objectives, and whether you can demonstrate how to frame HR policies. As we were talking about different steps, you should be able to do. If you want to recap, we can go to HRM concepts: recruitment, employee relation, discipline, development, rewards, training, trade union, productivity, motivation, and selection are the few important concepts. If you see human resources management, HRM is the function performed in organizations that facilitates the most effective use of people to achieve organizational and individual goals. This is the main objective, this is the definition of human resource management. Nature, HR has various nature where you can list out any number of nature of human resource management, but we have seen the major nature, that is pervasive force, people oriented, action oriented, future oriented, development oriented, employee relations, interdisciplinary functions. These are the few, those were few nature objectives. If you see societal, organizational, functional and personal objectives, you have explanations for various objectives. And you know what is HR policy is all about. HR policies are the systems of codified decisions established by organization to support, what is the purpose, is to support administrative personal function, performance management, employee relations and resource planning. So these are the scope. In this area we can prepare policies like employment, training and development, transfer and promotion, compensation, working condition. So these are the steps to formulate, HR policies. If you have any doubt, please don't forget to post in my YouTube channel, and you can also mail me in ybijala@gmail.com. You are invited to ask doubts. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.